Beautiful day, Patriots. How are you? It's January 31st, and POTUS Trump has gone on quite a bit of Twitter information highway. So these are the timestamps on the West Coast. His first tweet was at 4:04. His second tweet was at 4:13. His third tweet was at 4:16. If you're on the East Coast, you're going to have a different hour, but the minutes are going to stay the same. It's still going to be at 4 minutes past your hour, 13 minutes past your hour, 16 minutes past your hour. The other thing that's going to also stay the same is the time in between each tweets. This tweet, there's 9 minutes difference between this tweet. It's the same no matter where you are around the world. The time difference between these two tweets is 3 minutes. It's the same no matter where you are around the world. This is called the timestamp and gap code. So this is how I kind of do my notes. I'm showing you here. Here's his timestamps. And now I do my little notes. I've got some notes over here. Let's look at some of the first things that we're going to look at today. I just did a quick little tweet talking about right here at 4:32. He did a tweet. He has since then deleted this tweet and redid the tweet at 9:43. It was not a retweet because it would have kept the same timestamp of 4:32, but it now has a new timestamp of 9:43. The time difference between these two tweets is 5 hours and 11 minutes. This is the timestamp and gap code, so the gap is 5 hours and 10 minutes. We go to QDrop 510 and it says learn. There's more too on it, but I just don't have the ability to write down every single QDrop. Let's move forward. So these are our timestamps that we've got written down here. Here's my next set of notes of how I write them down. This is the 4:04 first timestamp of the day. That 4:04 continues all the way across the board here. His first tweet of the day was at 4:13, which was 9 minutes difference, which gives us a gap of 8 minutes. If we go to QDrop 8, it's explaining everything about the 3-letter agencies, about how they spy on all of us. This is the next QDrop 17, and I've got them all written down here. You can stop the video and look at each one when it's more convenient for you. But what I want to do is just highlight some of the quick ones because we're going on a really quick lesson right now. We've got a lot to cover. The fourth one down is at 28. It says, well done, picture being painted. The next one at 36 is talking about and says it's military intelligence. The next QDrop at 43. Now these are the gaps in between the tweets. So the timestamp of 4:48 in the morning and 4:04 is 44 minutes difference with the gap of 43. We go to QDrop 43 and it's merely information. Really? So then the next one is we go to the gap is 51. We go to QDrop 51 and it says we hear you. And this is not Q, it's from the White House. And if you're following along, this was the same one that from yesterday. It's the exact same one that they did yesterday. They who? POTUS Trump. Okay, the next one, upload to graphic. So, you know, you can stop and look at these more at your time. Here's the last one here at 2:51. It's learn to decipher. Okay, so that's how that is. I would go over each one of those if we had more time. You can hear there's a lot of weather. I'm sure where you're at it's cold and weather too. So let's look at some of these here. Now we've been looking at his dots in between each of his tweets and what those mean and how it works. Well, here's a couple different ways that, now remember, this is very complex. This is something, you know, the Q clock is there, the Q drops are there. So it's all the tweets can be put on a timer and sent out pre-arranged times. How do we know that? Well, Nancy Pelosi proved that to us when she sat there and declined POTUS Trump's offer when this government was on a shutdown. He tricked her and said he was going to have his speech at 4 o'clock, but he postponed it by 45 minutes, and she tweeted out on an automatic tweet that she doesn't accept his offer, but he didn't even offer it. So that's the proof that I'm talking about, how these are can be on a pre-timed thing. We're talking about the dots. We're going to talk about just 3 tweets here with the dots. Sorry about the rambling. The first one came in at 4:41 West Coast time and it had 6 dots. The next one is at 4:48, 4 dot, 4 dot. And the third tweet, because they all run together, came in at 4:56. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Had 4 dots. So if we go 644, it goes to Q drop 644, and it's the American flag. Personally, one of my favorite. Forrest Gump loves American flags. If we go from the bottom one and we go 444, we go to this one, and that takes us to Q drop 444, which is the North Korea's and Eric Schmidt Google all staring at the computer spying at us. So now the choice is yours. What do you want? You want the freedom flag, or do you want the spying on you? We're already getting spied on. Moving on. If you know me, I get a little hung up on that. Okay, here's another thing. It's the same tweets. It's the exact same, but a new combination. If we go 644, or if we go 444, is that what we just did? We did. I apologize. That was the wrong page here. Let's look at this one. So here we go again. So the first tweet, second tweet, and the third tweet, these are still the same ones. The first tweet had 6 dots. The last tweet had 4 dots. There's a 15-minute time difference, but the gap is 14. So if we go 1464, and we go to Q drop 1464, do you believe in coincidences? Dark to light. Q. So as you can see, it's much more than I can just cover in a simple 10-minute video. I love to do this, but it's takes up a lot of time. So I can't just do a video on each one of these. I hope that you're able to catch on to the concept. As soon as we have more time and I've got more ability to, well, just be able to spread the word easier and with more ability, we'll be there. All right, my fellow patriots, God bless you. I want to thank Jesus Christ for being in my life. He has saved me from, misery and heartache. God bless you, patriots. I hope you're able to have a blessed and glorious day. Amen.